All right, guys, so today we have to have a serious conversation about this concept of passive income. Man, if I had $1 for every single time I hear the term passive income being used by either audience members, by outside educators, people I'm studying from, and even myself, well, I'd have enough passive income to retire. So I want to talk a little bit about the idea of rephrasing that term for purposes of making your expectations more realistic, because when it comes right down to it, passive income is bullshit. Okay, so today's topic is that of passive income. And to that, I say passive schmassive. It doesn't exist. Guys, I hate to be the one to break it to you, but after years and years of pursuing this concept of passive income and being guilty of teaching the idea that passive income even exists, I finally come to accept the fact that it just simply doesn't. The point, guys, is it takes a lot of work to generate any form of income. What I want to challenge you to do is start reinventing the way that you consider passive income and even consider changing the term. I'm going to start from this day forward using the term progressive income until I can find something perhaps even better. Progressive income wraps every part of the definition into its accurate package. Understand for a moment that in order to generate forms of income that are residual in nature and are paying you repetitively, it is going to take an effort to reach that destination. Once you get to that destination, things can become easier. In fact, I can't help but think of this hike that we went on this weekend in Steamboat. I try as many weekends as possible to get away with groups of friends who, many of which started as coaching members and are extremely successful. I put in a lot of effort to surround myself with people who I admire, and we spend a lot of our time masterminding and discussing success and discussing various projects and pursuits. And we started talking a little bit about passive income this weekend, and we're sitting there on this hike, and I'm kind of tying the two together in that it was a great deal of effort to get up this mountain. We hit a 1,700-foot ascent many times throughout, struggled on the way up. The altitude makes things that much more difficult, and we just kept pushing through. And the destination was so worth it. In fact, Fish Creek Falls is just a gorgeous area of the country, and when you get to the top of this mountain, you see these waterfalls that are breathtaking. And there were a couple of times along the way where I thought about turning around and just giving up. And getting to that final destination was so worth it. And not only was it worth it to get to that point, but a 2.5 hour ascent to that destination was just a 1 hour descent on the way down. We had so much momentum just through gravity alone that we literally jogged the whole way back. And I kind of look at this the same way. The income streams that we've created thus far, and there are a total of 8 for VIP at the moment. We're always looking for more. And I'm sure we have no less than 4 right now on the chopping block that are that we're either going to move forward with over the next couple of weeks or just simply decide against. All of them took effort in the beginning. You have to establish systems. You have to understand what you're trying to create, how you're going to successfully get to that without falling flat on your face. And you have to expect falling down as part of it and be prepared to get back up. In fact, I fell down on the hike, as did 2 other people, and they were willing and ready to get back up, even in spite of injury, in fact. And so, I can't help but reflect on the solution and the coping mechanisms that I use when I'm considering creating new income, progressive income. And the first is that of being competent. In order to take action on something, you have to overcome the discomfort and fear that comes along with not knowing what you're doing. So studying and consuming information like you're doing here on this channel is a perfect first step. It helps you gain confidence, which is the second C of the 3 C's to succeeding in developing progressive income. So confidence is gained from competence, and confidence allows you to actually move forward on a step that without confidence you never would have taken. So knowing that it's possible to actually achieve your objective is going to come through studying, and once you have that confidence, then you can remain consistent with the effort necessary and take one step and put it in front of the next, just like was required in order to get up this giant mountain that we climbed. And so with those 3 C's, you can achieve progressive income at any point in time. It is not passive income we're in pursuit of as much as it is residual income. And the more efficient we can become in generating that income, where our hard work up front creates easy work down the road, is exactly what we're in pursuit of. So make sure that you're looking for as many ways as possible to create as many efficient streams of progressive income as you possibly can. And that's the difference between going to work and trading an hour of your time, selling an hour of your time for $13 or $14 or $15 versus selling an hour of your time for $13 or $14 or $15 every single month. Would you sell an hour of your time for $15 every single month? Possibly. Maybe that doesn't exceed your personal definition of value, but that certainly goes beyond, well beyond, somebody selling their time for $100, $200, $300 each and every hour. So with that, I want to continue to challenge you guys to look at things in a completely different way than you maybe ever have before. I'm not the first person to talk about residual income. I'm not even the first person to talk about passive income differently. What I am is somebody that's encouraging you to put a fresh perspective on definitions that you've been encouraged to consider your entire life and think about it differently. That's why we challenge debt in a new and fresh and reinvented way. We don't look at debt as good or bad. We look at all debt as bad. Now, it doesn't mean we avoid debt. It doesn't mean we avoid leverage. It means that we treat that debt with the respect it deserves in order to attack it and eliminate it in a fraction of the time. That's a fresh way of looking at things in order to create changes to behavior. So that's the entire purpose of today's video. Make sure you're out there gaining competence so that you can grow your confidence in order to remain consistent with your efforts on progressive income. Guys, we'll see you on the next video. Until then, go ahead and throw some comments below. What other words could we use to describe progressive income in place of passive income? Can't wait to hear your thoughts. Until we see you on the next video, make it a great day today and take care. So I realize that some of you have not gotten one of the single most popular budgeting tools available, not to mention it's free, and that is called the Cash Flow Cruncher. So what I want to do today is walk you through the process of downloading your very own copy. It comes in the form of an Excel spreadsheet, so it's very easy to use, and it's quick to navigate. So let's go ahead and walk through that process together. The first thing you'll do is in the search menu, you'll go to cashflowcruncher.com, which will take you to the download page. Simply type your email address into the field to claim your free copy and go ahead and select the red button. Immediately it'll pull up the download button, which will open a new Cash Flow Cruncher spreadsheet. Now you can see I've already got a copy open and enlarged here for you to see. The first page it'll open is the Cash Flow Summary tab, which is a non-editable page. It's very important to understand that this opening tab will not require you to put any information into these fields. This actually imports the data from the other tabs below. Now, if you've ever used an Excel spreadsheet, you'll navigate the spreadsheet by going to individual pages down here. And it'll start with the Revenue and Assets page. On this page, you'll want to itemize each individual income that you bring into the household or the business. Now, it's always been my recommendation that you create an individual cash flow cruncher for your businesses, an individual cash flow cruncher for your real estate, and an individual cash flow cruncher for your household.